Dear students, in today's class, you are going to learn about the feedback amplifiers. So first let us see what is an amplifier. As we all know, amplifier is a device which amplifies the input signal without changing the characteristics. We'll call it as an amplifier. And the same amplifier I'm going to use based on the principle of the feedback, then I can name it as a feedback amplifier. So any amplifier which works on the principle of feedback, it is known as feedback amplifier. So feedback is a process where I'm going to take a fraction of the output voltage or current, and again I'm going to feed it back to the input. This is what we call it as a feedback. That is, a part of the output, it is taken and it is fed back again to the input part. So based on this, I can classify the amplifier as two types. One is the positive feedback amplifier, the other one is the negative feedback amplifier. So when an input signal and a feedback signal are in same phase, then both the signals will get added up and the resultant output increases. So this is called as positive or regenerative or direct feedback. So what I am going to do here is, I have an amplifier which is represented by a triangle symbol. Basically for any amplifier you will be using this triangle to represent that it is going to act as an amplifier. So I have an amplifier where the input signal is V in and the output is V out, and I'm going to make a positive feedback amplifier here. So a part of the output signal I have taken and it is processed in a feedback network, and the output of the feedback network it is named as a feedback signal, and this I'm going to add with the input signal. So this added signal, that is the input signal V in plus the feedback signal, when both are in same phase it will get added. Now this added signal will be fed as an input to the amplifier. So this amplifier will produce a amplified output which is represented as V out, and you can observe there is a input AC signal we have given, and even the feedback signal is also an AC signal, and both are in same phase. It is added. So this added signal is fed to the amplifier, and in the output you can observe there is an amplified output signal which is available at the output terminal of the amplifier. And if you calculate the voltage gain of the amplifier with this positive feedback, it is represented as AF. F represents the feedback. So what is the gain of this positive feedback amplifier? It seems to be equal to A divided by 1 minus beta A. What is A is? It is the gain of the amplifier without feedback. So if we add the feedback, the gain is represented as AF, and beta represents the feedback factor. And if you see the advantages of the feedback positive feedback amplifier, the gain is increased, and also the overall power of the input signal, it is also increased, hence it is used in the oscillator circuits. So what is the disadvantages if you see for a positive feedback amplifier? It causes distortion, instability in amplifiers, and hence it is not used for amplifiers. So the next amplifier is negative feedback amplifier. So in the negative feedback amplifier, if the input signal and the feedback signal are in opposite phase. See this you can observe in the circuit diagram given below. There is an input signal, whereas the feedback signal can see it is in opposite phase. That is, first you will be having the negative cycle, then the positive cycle. If that is the case, the net input signal what is fed to the amplifier will be a difference between the input and the feedback signal. So if this difference input is fed as an input for the amplifier, it produces a amplified output signal at the output terminal. So this kind of amplifier will call it as negative or inverse or degenerative feedback amplifier. So coming to the gain of the negative feedback amplifier, it is calculated as AF is equal to A divided by 1 plus beta A. And you can observe the gain seems to be reduced in the case of negative feedback. And also we can see that there are various advantages. Hence we'll be using this negative feedback amplifiers in the amplifier circuits. So this is about the feedback amplifiers, positive and negative feedback amplifiers. So even though the gain is less in the case of negative feedback amplifier, but it is having various advantages. That is why we are making use of this negative feedback technique in the amplifier circuits. Let us see what are the properties of negative feedback amplifier. So let us see what are the properties of a negative feedback amplifier. So the first property is desensitize the gain. So what is desensitization? So here this negative feedback amplifier produces stability to the amplifier, thereby it makes the gain very less to other kinds of variations. That is, even though the gain is less, it provides a stable amplifier, and it makes the transistor amplifier to be less sensitive for other kinds of variations. Second property is reduce nonlinear distortion. As you have seen, the negative feedback makes the output proportional to the input. That is, if the output is proportional to the input, it will not depend on other parameters. So it is non-linear. So it will not produce any kind of distortion, and it does not depend on any other parameters. Hence, it reduces non-linear distortion. And also it reduces the effect of noise. As just now I told, the output depends on the input alone, and it does not depend on any other parameters. And even here also, if there is any external noise or if there is any environmental changes, it will not affect the negative feedback amplifier. Hence it reduces the effect of noise. Fourth property is it controls the input and output impedance. That is, either we can increase or decrease the input and output impedance of this negative feedback amplifier with the help of choosing appropriate feedback technology. That is, with the help of different topologies, we can either increase or decrease the input or output impedance. So the fifth property states we can extend the bandwidth of the amplifier. So by making use of this negative feedback amplifier, the bandwidth can be increased. So this particular property I will be explaining in the next session, where we are going to see that whether the bandwidth is increased by implementing negative feedback or not. There I will conclude that there is increase in the bandwidth if I am making use of this negative feedback amplifier. So these are the properties of the negative feedback amplifier. So because of all these properties, this negative feedback amplifier seems to be having much advantage compared to the positive feedback amplifiers. So here I am going to share what are the advantages of the negative feedback. Just now we have seen the gain of the negative feedback amplifier is, even though it is less, it provides stability for the amplifier. And as you have seen in the properties of the negative feedback, it is having uh, much bandwidth when compared to the positive feedback amplifier. And also the third advantage is there is less distortion to noise, and even we can change the output impedance, and we will make the output impedance to be we can make the we can decrease the output impedance, and even it provides stability for the amplifier to operate in a stable operating point. And the last advantage is it reduces noise and any other interferences in the amplifier. So these are the various advantages of the using the negative feedback in an amplifier. So in the next we are going to see what are the different types of feedback. So there are four types of feedback amplifiers. One is the voltage series, voltage shunt, current series and current shunt. So let us continue in the next class where we are going to talk about what is voltage series feedback amplifier, which is the main part of your syllabus. Thank you all. Thank you.